up with your friends.
Love it!
Ace and Friends.
Fun, funny, and fast. It is Ace and Friends. I feel like we should always start with every show now, like USA, USA. Seems to get people pumped. It gets people united. I don't know what we're going to do next week. Because, sorry, Reagan, I didn't have your microphone turned on.
It's okay.
Once the Olympics are over, we're back to being, the same old divided country screaming at each other.
Yeah, sure.
Although I don't think people are nearly as divided as social media and the news tries to make us believe.
Oh, I do.
I think people. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. I think people get along more than they can agree to disagree more than what you see in many situations. I think the vast majority of people can agree to disagree, for the most part. It's not going to go away because this election's not going to change anything. We have to come together and change everything, and that's what we're doing here on Ace and Friends. First, I need to get a good night's sleep. Then I'll be ready to change some things.
I know. I'm a little snoozy today.
11:50 last night. I was up rocking that baby for an hour.
Oh my God.
Trying to get back. I think he had a bad dream because he was just crying. And normally when you go in there and pick him up, he settles back down. But we didn't want to put him in the bed with an adult. So I just had to rock him for a little while, and it took an hour to get it to where I could put him back down, just to be safe.
When do you get done with that?
Whenever he gets done with that. I mean, we've got to figure out what's happening. We're trying a new sleep schedule right now, moving him to one nap. It worked the first night. Last night was the second night. First night he slept all night. Last night we had a rough go.
Yeah.
So I don't know. He didn't nap well during the day, so maybe today I'll kind of change it. We're just trying to make some alterations to see what works because he hasn't slept through the night, but maybe twice since the beginning of June.
You can't give a baby like Z-Quil or anything like that, right?
No, they frown on that.
Benadryl?
You don't want to give a baby just a bunch of medicine just for the sake of making it sleep.
Yeah. No, I get it. Just curious.
It sounds bad. Speaking of the Olympics, we're going to find out next. Is Team USA cheap compared to some other countries in the world? That and more coming up next. Hang on.
We came here to have a good time. This is Ace and Friends. Ace and Friends.
It came out that the United States basketball team spent an additional $15 million to stay at a hotel in Paris, luxury hotel, for the 2 weeks of the Olympics. So they're a little bit before the 2 weeks, and then so probably let's say 3 weeks or so they're all in Paris for the Olympics. Cost them $15 million. They don't stay in the village. They stay in a hotel with air conditioning because they don't have air conditioning in the village. They don't stay in those cardboard beds, and they can afford it.
I'm totally okay with that.
I have no problem with that. But it turns out that the U.S. does not spend as much money as other countries in other areas. Many countries pay their athletes a reward when they win an Olympic gold medal. The United States ranks 10th in the world in Olympic medal payouts. For example, number 1 is Hong Kong. If you win the gold, you get $768,000.
American dollars?
Yeah. The silver gets you $384,000. In Singapore, you get $745,000 if you win the gold medal. Republic of Kazakhstan is 5th with $250,000. Then you have Malaysia, Spain, France, South Korea, and then the United States. If you win a gold medal, you win $38,000, which is quite a drop-off. However, you will see that the countries that have more gold medal winners or more medal winners, period, pay less than any of the other countries.
Sure.
Like France is just above us, but their gold medal winners make $87,000. Ours make $38,000. And I think France is like 3rd in the medal count and all that kind of stuff. So as the countries get bigger with more medal winners, the amounts get smaller and smaller and smaller. So it's more of a math situation, it seems, than anything
Kazakhstan
else.
doesn't have the funds to be.
Does Hong Kong have any gold medal winners? Of course they're going to pay that person $768,000.
Yeah.
It immediately becomes a national hero. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people are saying, no, we should be paying more. Snoop Dogg is reportedly being paid $500,000 a day to be an Olympic correspondent.
Yeah, he's everywhere.
$500,000 a day for 14 days.
Yeah.
He's making $7 million at the Olympics.
Good for him. Because he's doing hardly anything.
Yeah, good for him. He's having a blast.
Yeah.
He's got a huge social media presence. He's doing that. He's doing the stuff for NBC. I think he's doing TV like in France and all this kind of stuff with the Olympics in general. So that therefore, it all combined pays him $500,000 a day.
He's had some good outfits these last couple of days. You know, he's palling around with Martha Stewart every day.
I admit that I'm tired of everything being about Snoop smoking weed, but the Olympic pin with Snoop smoking weed and the Olympic rings blowing out of his mouth. Okay, I'll give him credit. That's kind of witty. I do like that one, yeah.
This is Ace and Friends. Ace and Friends.
All right, we're going to play Guess the Hero Celebrity. Let's set the scene. There's a guy who's standing on the sidewalk in Los Angeles outside of a restaurant. The restaurant has a patio, and he's taking pictures onto the patio. Now, the patio is clearly visible because it butts up against the sidewalk.
Yeah.
But he is annoying a group of women. Now, a hero who is a celebrity is going to come from the wings. You'll hear his voice. That's what we'll try to figure out and see if you can guess who he is. But here's the guy in his initial conversations with the women who do not like him taking their picture.
You're not allowed to take a video of me.
Why do you think that?
Okay, let me call the police for you.
Nah, I charge if you want. What are you going to call the police for?
Because I don't want you to take my video.
Here comes the celebrity. Here he comes.
It's my right to take a picture. I can take a picture of this whole restaurant.
Move along.
There he is.
You're bothering these women.
Hey, back
Move
up,
along.
bro. Don't touch my
Back off. Back off.
Let my
Back off.
go.
Stay away from these women.
Let it go.
Stay away from these women.
Let it go. Let it go. All right?
So now
recognize that voice?
now somebody comes out from the restaurant and they separate them and they tell the celebrity they know who he is. They call him by name. They ask him to go ahead and sit down. Give you a second. Not really. Would it be?
You can recognize that voice. Once you put the name to it, you're like, I know who that is.
You'll know exactly who it is once you hear his name. Give it to you one more time. Here we go.
I can take a picture of this whole restaurant.
Move along. You're bothering these women.
Hey, back
Move
up,
along.
bro. Don't
Right now, because of my age and my generation, I think I would have gotten him immediately because that voice is distinctive. It's Steve Guttenberg.
Steve Guttenberg, the Goot.
Police Academy, 3 Men and a Baby.
He was in a ton of like 90s movies,
Yeah.
late 80s movies. He was in a ton of stuff. Steve Guttenberg.
You don't hear a lot from him these days,
No.
but here he is, minding his own business,
Yeah.
sitting at a table, and he does a good thing. Now, technically, the guy's right. The guy
He's right.
can stand on the sidewalk and take a picture of all the
Yeah.
people sitting outside.
There's no expectation of privacy when you're in public.
But he is still being annoying. They have expressed to him
Yes.
they don't like him taking their picture. And good for Steve Guttenberg to step up and just be like, hey, guy, that's enough, man. Let's move along. Move along. Time to move along.
And that's this guy's whole content. He goes to like post offices and starts filming. He goes to the police station and just, without saying anything, he goes in front of businesses and they're like, why are you filming? He's like, well, why are you bothering me? It's like, well, because you're standing out in front of my business with a 4K camera. Just staring at me.
I hate the people that go in the police station, stand there and film, or the post office and stand there and film, knowing they're making everyone uncomfortable intentionally. Okay, it's illegal for you to do, but you're just being such a jerk.
Yeah. But I love Steve Guttenberg stepping up
Isn't
to
that
the
great?
plate.
Steve Guttenberg stepping up, being a man, taking care of those ladies.
Yeah, and it
Love
sounds like the manager was like, hey, Steve, calm down.
we got it.
This is Ace and Friends. Meet up with your friends.
Love it.
Ace and Friends.
One of my favorite pieces of good news we've had in a while. Today. Life. There's an 18-year-old in Oklahoma. His name is Reed Markham. And he just did his annual backpack giveaway on Saturday. Yeah, his annual backpack giveaway. He's 18. Volunteers handed out more than 6,000 backpacks for back-to-school season, along with school supplies. He gets it sponsored by nonprofits every year. He's handed out more than 33,000 backpacks since 2017. Now, 2017 was 7 years ago, which means he was 11 years old when he started this. He's given out, again, 33,000 backpacks, plus over $1.3 million worth of binders, crayons, and other school supplies.
That's a lot of crayons.
Over the past 7 years, he's just now 18 years old.
That's amazing.
That's pretty unbelievable. Good for him. Good for him. And because there's a whole thing, I always think about this. My mom always stressed this to me too, but there's a whole thing about not having the right amount of school supplies or the right school supplies automatically sets a child back something like 40 or 50% in their learning process. it's that important. And a 30-year-old named Cheyenne Stone has blown up on TikTok after her friends randomly threw her a party just because she's awesome. She posted the video in May, but it's everywhere after People magazine picked up on it, and BuzzFeed has now done a story about it. In the caption, she said that she loves celebrating her friends' milestones, like weddings, but that she's at a different point in her life. So all the friends kind of got together and said, hey, she's celebrated all of us for a variety of things, whether it's, weddings or jobs and all this kind of stuff. We really haven't had a reason to celebrate her like that.
That's cool.
She's not in a relationship, so let's just have a party for her because she's cool.
Yeah, you're awesome. We need more of your awesome parties.
They're talking about how cool she is, yet I think the friends are pretty cool for stepping up and taking care of that
Absolutely.
for her and realizing, hey, let's help her out and do something nice for her.
That's really cool.
That is some much needed good news. Yesterday, we kind of left off at the end of the show. And I don't know if anybody followed up on this, but we'll find out. Everybody was going to tell me like what's wrong with me or what my problems are or something yesterday. That's next.
Follow Ace and Friends on all social media platforms at Ace Cannon Media. More Ace and Friends coming up. Meet up with your friends.
Love it.
Ace and Friends.
I don't know how much groundwork needs to be laid here, but I'll give you a couple of things. Just so you know. My name is Ace. I have done this for a long time, being on the radio. I graduated college in 1991, if that helps put it in any type of perspective, from Louisiana State University. I have 3 kids, a daughter who died 4 years ago, a son who is 21, about to turn 22, and a 13-month-old whose name is Dax. And my wife and I have been married for 3.5 years. I am 24 years older than her. I literally graduated college 10 months before she was born.
That's what a quarter of a century looks like.
It's not quite right that. I just turned 23 when I graduated college. So however it works out. It's 23 and change with the month and the whole deal. So
You like the younger women. Can't fault you for that.
Well, my first wife, we were the same age.
Right.
So
And what does that mean?
I'm just saying that they haven't always been younger.
Okay.
You
You're
know.
not with her anymore.
Do what, Rob?
You're not with her anymore for a reason.
Who knows? Well, yeah. I did find once I got divorced that I was 47, I think, when I got divorced, 46, and for a couple years there, I saw women of all ages, some in their 40s, mostly in their 30s, a couple in their 20s.
Yeah, no one's judging you. I'm just pointing it out.
Well,
you like the younger women.
Well, you're not judging him, I guess.
Are you?
Maybe.
Okay, Rob, what is your judgment about the fact that I dated younger women, or I have a much younger wife? What do you think it means?
It means you're trying to cling to your youth.
Interesting. Not the take I would have gone.
Oh, I know. I would agree with that a bit, but it's not just evident in the relationships. I think you can look at Ace and sort of his interests, and you could probably make that assessment.
That I'm clinging to youth?
That's a harsh way of saying it.
My interests just haven't changed. The things I'm interested in now are the same things that I was interested in when I was 15.
Yeah. Well, exactly. You're 15. That was a long time ago.
I think that shows just a lack of growth in life.
I will also say that
clinging to your youth.
It doesn't mean I'm clinging to my youth. It just means I just haven't grown as a person.
Yeah, I think you're. Yeah, I don't know.
I would say I'm the same way though.
Yeah,
I'm clinging to my youth. The things I love today are no different than the things I used to love.
That's true. I never thought about it like that.
Yeah. Look at me and you, Rob.
Soul brothers.
We're right there together now, aren't we?
This is Ace and Friends. Ace and Friends.
Okay, so now I'm fascinated by something that just came up a second ago on the show. So, Riggins, you and Rob seem to agree, because Rob brought it up. You agree with Rob that the fact that I am married to someone so much younger than me this time around is me clinging to my youth.
No, I wouldn't put it like that.
Oh, okay. That's the way I interpreted it earlier, because you said you can tell by the things that I wear and things that I do that I'm clinging to my youth.
There's something about youth that is definitely Yeah, I don't know what it is. You'd have to see a therapist about it. They could probably break it out for you why you're so into the things from your early life.
Well, I don't think it's that I haven't, but it's not like I don't add new things along the way. I mean, I've raised 2 kids, homeowner, business owner, all that kind of stuff. I've done a lot of different things. I just think I just like what I like. That's what I've always liked.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I still like going to concerts simply because I didn't get a chance to do them as a kid. I like traveling because I didn't get to go anywhere when I was a kid. Most of the things that I love doing are things I didn't get to do when I was little. That's why I like staying in hotels. That's why I like room service because, you didn't order room service when I was a kid. My parents were like, you've lost your mind.
Yeah.
We're not paying for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I pay for it. Well, I mean, now I can't afford to pay for it, but when I could,
Yeah, right.
I did it all the time. Yeah, I just like the same things that I've always liked. I like race cars, and I like wrestling, and I like loud music of all types, and I like going to concerts, and I like going places. And by the same token, I take good care of my kids and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So like hot women.
Sure. There's no judgment about what you like. Everybody likes what they like.
So
You also just had another kid. That's kind of clinging to your youthful days. 54 or 55-year-olds, whatever your age you are, shouldn't have children. But you did.
it's one man's perspective. It could also be the fact, Rob, that I'm married to someone and her desire was to have a child, and so my goal is to fulfill all of her desires in life.
That's also clinging to.
I know that's a foreign concept to you, Rob.
What are you saying?
That is a very foreign concept to you, Rob, to put the other person first in the relationship.
I don't understand what you're saying.
Because let's remember, Rob has been together with Meredith 9 years, and the only reason they're not engaged right now, according to Rob, is the fact that they can't get rid of that second dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. No middle ground to be found.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. There is no middle ground there. No engagement until the dog is gone.
Steadfast in my beliefs.
Which is why Riggins thinks that Rob is a complete boss when it comes to his relationship.
He is.
Women
There's no
think
doubt.
otherwise.
No, apparently not. I mean, she's not going anywhere.
Well, other women from the outside looking in, they judge Rob rather harshly for that. Yeah, if you've ever talked to them, they do. Trust me, they do.
This is Ace and Friends. This is Ace and Friends.
It is the end of an era. Billy Ray Cyrus and his wife, Fire Rose.
Fire Rose,
That's
yeah.
one word, Fire Rose. They have split. They're officially divorced now. And again, divorced, not annulled.
Yeah.
It was an ugly scenario. Right after they got married, he said she married him under false pretenses and she just married him for money and she was blowing up his credit cards and so forth and so on. So we wondered, what is the worst way that someone has broken up with you? This lady DM'd us and said, the worst way he broke up with me, he died. He wanted to take a trip to Costa Rica, but I was unable to go. He had a heart attack and died while in Costa Rica. I found out that he died through his mom's Facebook page. Then, after reading his obituary, I found out that for the past year that I had been seeing him, he had a girlfriend that his family mentioned in his obituary.
Yikes.
Now, I think it's a little harsh to say the breakup occurred, or that he didn't break up with you by dying. He just happened to die, which naturally ends the relationship.
Sure.
But what a way to find out that he has someone else in his life, because clearly the family was all familiar with her, familiar with her enough to write her into the obituary.
Yeah.
They also had to be familiar enough with the other girl because she found it on the mom's Facebook page.
It's true.
Yeah, somehow, well, I mean, it was a public Facebook page. Anybody could see it, right?
Not necessarily. I think most people have it on private where you have to be friends with them.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. It could have been a situation. I guess with that you could say, "Hey, share this with people who know." So it may have been public at the time.
Yeah, maybe mom was just covering for.
Yeah, maybe she's in on it.
She's like, he likes the wildlife.
There's another guy named Garen that said, harshest way he was ever broken up with, her husband called me.
Yeah.
He said her husband called me. We dated for 3 months. I never knew she was married or had kids. I was 19 at the time and found out she was 36. I thought she was 29.
Holy crap.
She was a private investigator and was working on a case when I met her. She lived 3 hours away, but would visit a couple times a week.
Hello. So the husband just calls him out of the blue. Hey, by the way. And you know, that probably makes a really good cheater when you're a private investigator.
Yeah,
you probably know how to
tracks.
cover all your tracks.
Can you imagine, though? Hello? You're going to stop seeing my wife today.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What?
No, no.
But that would be my voice immediately, Rob. Oh, okay. Sounds good. I'm sorry.
And she's 36. She's not 29.
Yeah.
Oh, she was on special assignment, all right.
I mean, that's a story, though, that's a great showstopper when you tell that story at any kind of a party.
Yeah.
And nobody's stopping that.
Follow Ace and Friends on all social media platforms at Ace Cannon Media. More Ace and Friends coming up. Meet up with your friends.
Love it.
Ace and Friends.
One of the things that I think we do pretty well on this show, and we talk about it a lot, is not only are we pretty good at nailing each other's personalities, but we're also pretty self-aware people. And it's interesting to hear a person's self-perception as to where they stack up against each other. So I found this game. It's called Better or Worse, More or Less. So let's say, Rob, you and Riggins going head-to-head.
Okay.
Riggins, are you better or worse at math than Rob?
Worse.
Rob, you would say you're better at math?
I think so, probably.
Rob, are you more or less empathetic than Riggins?
No.
Okay. Riggins, are you more or less quick-witted than Rob?
No. Excuse me. Less.
You're less quick-witted than
I
Rob.
think
Rob's
so.
a faster wit than you.
I would say the
Probably.
Riggins has faster wit than me.
Okay.
They were both just being humble. Who knows?
Okay. Rob, are you better or worse as a lover than Riggins?
Probably worse.
Okay. Riggins, are you a better or less patriot than Rob?
Am I a better or worse patriot?
Better or
than
worse
Rob?
patriot, yeah.
I'd say I'm more patriotic than Rob.
Okay.
I would agree with him.
Okay. Rob, are you more or less sensitive than Riggins?
We're both pretty sensitive.
Yeah. That would be tough.
I think all three of us are pretty sensitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
That could go either way,
Yeah.
But I mean,
depending on the
I
day.
think it might be me. I'd be more much of a crier because of I cry at comic book movies and stuff like that.
But yet, well, I'm staying out of it. It doesn't involve me, so I have no opinion in this. Okay. I mean, I have opinions. I desperately want to share them, but I'm not going to.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think, Rob, that doesn't count to me as being sensitive.
Okay.
Because I don't know that you're as sensitive to people's needs as Riggins may be at times.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Does that make sense? Okay, last one. Riggins, are you more or less of a diva than Rob?
More.
Because you have to have your
Yeah,
coffee sit on a thing that warms it to a specific temperature every day.
I like that. I like nice things, and I make no apologies for that. I like nice things.
Yeah, if you don't know, Riggins has this coffee cup thing that plugs in, and he can set the temperature so his coffee cup sits there by him all day on a little mini hot plate that's warm to a specific temperature that he likes. What is the temperature?
We have 127 degrees, I want to say. I never knew these things existed, but now that I have it, I can't live without it. I love it.
This is Ace and Friends. This is Ace and Friends.
What's it like to be white? These are all over TikTok if you don't know. People will ask questions. A lot of people want to. Sometimes they're doing it to kind of be facetious. Other times they're doing it generally to have fun and start conversations. So this girl asked a very important question like, hey, white people, well, what's it like to be white? You know?
White people. Question. What does it feel like to be white?
Average size package, my name's easy to spell, and I get sunburned when it's cloudy outside.
Sounds like Mater.
I love that guy. Average size package. My name's easy to spell, and I get sunburned when it's cloudy outside.
To the point.
Yeah.
Nailed it. That's what it's like to be a white guy.
It's tough to say though, because it's
In
like I
his
don't know
world.
what is it like. I don't know. How would you know unless you've been one or the other? If like you're biracial or something, you can probably speak like, oh, this is what it feels like as a black person, or this is what it's like as a white person. You might have a different perspective, but how would you know?
You're just sharing your own experience. Like, hey, what's it like to be a white person? Okay, and I would think about myself and go, yeah, well, I get obviously I get sunburned very easily. I like loud rock music. You know, you kind of
White people things.
a lot of it bleeds off of stereotypes.
Yeah.
But you look at your own description, your own life, what your own life has been like. I love stuff like that. I think it's really fun.
Yeah.
I like racial humor. You know, when it's something that's done in good fun, when everybody go, oh, this is kind of kind of enjoyable.
Who's the whitest person on the show, do you think?
The whitest?
Yeah, like who lives up to most white people stereotypes?
Rob.
You think so?
I think Rob is the whitest, and I think strictly from, I don't know. I think Rob, because of the cartoons, the anime, the video game, that whole side of him to me makes him.
You think that video games are for white people?
Not exclusively, but I think that combination of things for Rob makes him very white.
That's interesting.
Very white.
I think I'm probably I love Mountain Dew. I love Taco Bell.
Yeah. But you don't. I think musically, I love old school hip hop. In addition to loud rock music, Riggins is a big hip hop aficionado. I know you liked Eminem, Rob, but I don't know how your love of hip hop doesn't seem to be there historically. Your love of movies tends to be more all superhero type stuff.
Well, no,
They're all white except for Black
I
Panther.
love those movies, but I like almost any kind of movie though.
Did you see Black Panther?
Yes, I did.
Yes, he did.
I've seen both of them.
I've seen them 100 times.
Yeah. Do you not think you don't think you're the whitest person on the show, Rob?
No, I think I probably am. I was just throwing out some devil's advocate situation.
Yeah. Just want to say you're not as white as you're not as white bread as we thought you
I
were.
saw Straight Outta Compton. Okay, in the theaters.
This is Ace and Friends. Ace and Friends.
I don't know if everybody does this, but when back to school commercials start on TV, around this time of year, you always kind of go, oh man.
Yeah.
And think about, I remember when if they're featuring something, that backpack that I had one time. Backpacks weren't a big thing when I was a kid.
Yeah.
We didn't have backpacks because in high school, we had lockers and everything. Like by the time my kids went to high school, because they were using computers and all, nobody had a locker. They didn't bother with lockers. Everything's on their computer.
How did you get stuff to school if you didn't have a backpack?
You carried it in your
hands?
arm. Yeah. Really? Like in your arms. You just carried your stuff.
Did you have like a belt wrapped, or did I make that up?
No,
Where
kids
there's,
did
like,
used to have that, like in
belts?
the 50s and all. Kids had that. Yeah. Some did.
So you just carried your
You
stuff.
just carried
huh?
your stuff. You just carried your books like under your arm or whatever.
And somebody along the line was like, it would be great if we could just
Put these in a
put
bag.
this in a bag.
My first backpack was when I went to college because you had to walk so far across campus at LSU. And that was when I got a backpack. And everybody in college had a backpack. And I remember thinking at the time, why didn't I do that in high school?
Yeah.
Nobody in high school had a backpack. Everybody in college had a backpack. That's when I got my first one. Wow. It was wild.
Did you have books and stuff in high school? You had books, right? Like
Yeah.
assigned books?
Well, you went to your locker between classes.
Yeah.
So you probably have to do 2 classes. Then you get a chance to go to your locker and grab the things for the next 2 classes, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then after lunch, you had a class. I had 1 class after lunch, and then I always had gym 6 period because athletes got 6 period gym. So I didn't have books for that. So it was no big deal. It was cool. You had your locker with
Math,
stuff in it.
science, English, all
Yeah.
that stuff. Okay. I didn't know if it was different.
No, it's pretty much the same stuff. But then by the time my kids got to high school, they didn't even have a locker. It was a backpack.
Yeah,
it was a
we
backpack and a
barely used our
computer with
lockers.
maybe a book or two because everything was on the computer now. They don't even need lockers for anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you're carrying around. All you have to do is carry around a computer all day.
A far cry from skinning possums and whatever else they teach you in
Never
Louisiana.
skinned a possum in
Or
Louisiana.
whatever.
You sure?
I have a couple of times, not a lot, but a couple of times I have gone hunting before going to school.
Yeah.
Like we go squirrel hunt a couple of times before school started. So you get up at 5, sun comes up, hunt a little bit, and then just say, hunt for a little while, then run home, take a shower, and go to school.
Sure.
It's not what I intended to end up talking about here. How about that question? Did you have a belt that you tied around your book?
Well,
No.
I know I wanted to make sure I didn't make that up in my
That's
head.
like some old stuff.
Right, but they didn't have backpacks either. That's why they were using that belt.
Yeah, and I remember when I got to college, and they said, everybody, you got to have a backpack. Okay, cool. Then I got to college, and I bought an LSU backpack, which is pretty obvious that it was the first backpack I'd ever had.
Yeah.
I was like, makes total sense. Why wasn't I doing this before?
Yeah,
now?
it's crazy.
Oh, it was turned down. Hang on, Rob. Here's the sweeper.
This is Ace and Friends. Meet up with your friends.
Love it.
Ace and Friends.
So a minute ago, we were talking about back to school, and you start to see the commercials. We got kind of sidetracked talking about backpacks and everything, but is there an outfit that you remember first day of school, whatever year, you remember like that was the one, like you knew walking in the door, fresh.
Absolutely.
What was it, Riggins?
New Timberlands, the boots, the light
wait,
tan ones.
What year?
Freshman year, 2000.
Freshman year of high school. Okay. Freshman year of high school.
Yeah.
Yep.
The new Timberlands tags, leave the tags on.
Yeah.
Left the tags on. New jeans from American Eagle or something, and a green, like Hollister hoodie that matched like the Timberlands. I thought I mean, you couldn't tell me a thing.
Don't touch me today. I'm totally fresh.
Yeah.
Rob,
that first outfit of school is always the best.
Rob, you have one that stands out?
No, I don't remember anything.
Really?
No.
You didn't. There was never a first day outfit. You were like, this T-shirt looks great today, or something.
Nope.
I remember going into school my senior year. I had this. I'd bought these new. They were super fresh, gray Z Cavaricci pants that were kind of baggy and they gathered at the ankles. And they couldn't have been any cooler with a lap over belt. But
They sound cool.
You.
They gathered at the ankles.
Yeah, they got smaller toward the ankles, but they were baggy up top.
Like a MC Hammer pant?
No.
Oh, well, never mind. It's
Pre-MC Hammer pant, close. But I had this cool gray checkerboard shirt with a green T-shirt that went underneath it that matched perfectly. And except it was too
Checkerboard.
much. Yeah, square it off.
Yeah.
And it was too much though to wear the pants first day.
Yeah.
It looked like I was trying too hard.
Right.
So I just wore an older pair of jeans with my fresh new shirts and my new shoes.
Where was the shirt from?
I don't remember.
Was it a brand? Like it was a brand? Like
Yeah,
a nice
it was
brand
something
or
like that. Yeah, it was
short sleeve or long sleeve?
long sleeve shirt, sleeves rolled up, open with the T-shirt underneath, like a Henley collar T-shirt underneath. And I was like, this is the best I've ever looked in my life.
Do you have a picture of your first day outfit?
No.
You wish you did though. Now
I wish I
don't
did
you?
now.
I mean,
I wish I did now.
Yeah.
Look back, I wish I had a picture from the first day of my senior
Yeah.
year of high school. Yeah.
I think it's great when parents now everybody takes pictures of their kids on the first day of school.
yeah.
And I wish I had some of those outfits like captured, even though they wouldn't, they'd be goofy now, but in the moment,
It's still fun to look at.
Oh yeah, you just feel like on top of the world.
Yes. Stepping out of the car to walk into class as a senior, I was like, back up. Clearly, I've grown during the summer, ladies. Get ready.
Look at these.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Didn't change anything, but for a day there,
No, yeah.
This is Ace and Friends. Ace and Friends.
There is something that predominantly women have to deal with. Occasionally it happens to a guy. And there is a move to make it illegal. Not an arrestable offense, but a ticketable offense. Catcalling.
Really?
Yeah, there are some women who are and I don't think it's going to gain any traction, but there have been discussions online wanting to make catcalling illegal.
I always thought, how bad? It's somebody giving you a compliment on the street until I saw it happen when I was living in the city. I saw a woman getting catcalled, and it completely changed my perspective on it. It's threatening. It can be threatening. It's harassing, and it's, I would imagine, pretty scary for the woman involved because it kept going, and he was crossing the street. And it was just simple. Hey, let me talk to you. Let me talk to you. Let me talk to you. You're so beautiful. It totally opened my eyes, and I think it probably should be a ticketable offense because it's beyond giving somebody a compliment in the street.
Yeah.
It's almost harassment.
I think it absolutely is harassment.
And it's changed through the years. But when I started dating Amanda, 7 years ago, who's now my wife, she was 25, and it was just different. It was very different. What she had described, going to work or going to her car in the uptown, downtown area of a major American city, a large American city rather, that it happened all the time. And when she started sharing, so we were talking about it one day, and I was asking her, does that happen a lot to you? She's like, all the time, every day.
Yeah. Going
Going into a store, people yell. They sometimes they're vulgar, and you start to realize, like, wow, that's really people really. I mean, I'd seen it occasionally, but nothing to the point of being vulgar or nasty or anything like that, or trying to just follow you and hassle you like that.
Yeah.
So, they're talking about making it a ticketable offense.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know how you draw that line, though. What crosses the line? Do you have to use foul language? Who's to say what's foul language?
Yeah.
Do you have to follow them? It's a very slippery slope when it comes to people's freedoms of speech and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's one of those things that I can see that when you witness it at that level, you go, I get it now.
Totally saw it and went, oh, yeah, it's not just like, hey, I just want to tell you you're very pretty. It's not that.
Yeah.
It is threatening and all those things.
I think it's one of those things that any decent guy that sees it the way you saw it that time would be like, oh, okay, yeah.
It took seeing it to really see what's going on. It's not good.
And I can easily see how it makes somebody scared.
Yeah.
So it could be a thing coming in the future. Watch out for it.
This is Ace and Friends. Meet up with your friends.
Love it.
Ace and Friends.
You are about to hear one of those stories that you think, that doesn't happen to people, yet it does.
Yeah.
A mom is with her family. They're on vacation. Like a hotel, a villa, that kind of thing.
Yeah, like a resort kind of thing. Place.
So dad is outside playing with the kids. Mom goes to take a shower and shampoo her hair. And then she comes back out and they're walking to dinner. And he told her, we've met, there was other kids out there that they were playing with and so forth and so on. And have I missed anything in the setup?
Yeah, she goes, this is why I'm never washing my hair again.
Yeah.
Which I thought was kind of funny.
So she knows there's a family next to them with a child about the same age as theirs. Dad is hanging out outside with his kids, playing out in the grass, talking to these people, and while the mom is inside shampooing her hair, and that's where we pick up mom sharing the story.
In a dinner, I look to my right, and there's a family with that little boy, and they're eating dinner outside of their bungalow on the little patio. And I look over, and it's Lindsay Lohan. I turn around, and I said, Brandon, that's Lindsay Lohan, because I love her, because I'm a millennial, and I love Mary-Kate and Ashley and Paris Hilton and Britney Spears and all those girls. And he was like, oh, yeah, Lindsay, that's who we were hanging out with earlier. And I was like, what? And he's like, that's Lindsay Lohan? And I was like, that's Lindsay Lohan. And then I told Caroline, I said, we just watched Parent Trap the other day. I said, that's the girl in Parent Trap. And she goes, which one was she? And then I had to explain to her that she played both characters, and she didn't understand how one had their ears pierced and one didn't, and then one had short hair. And I just said, I'll never wash my hair again.
She misses the opportunity to meet her like childhood idol because she's inside.
Dad's like, that's Lindsay. Like, yeah, Lindsay Lohan. Oh, that is Lindsay Lohan.
And that makes it even more frustrating when the person that actually got to meet her doesn't even care.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you're like, goofing around with your hair.
Didn't even put it all together.
That's Lindsay.
Yeah.
That's like my friend now.
I love Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah.
Would you be mad, Rob, if Meredith, you'd gone to take a shower and Meredith's outside hanging out with Lindsay Lohan and she doesn't run in and go, get out of the shower, you got to come meet Lindsay Lohan?
Yeah, I would be very upset. I've loved Lindsay Lohan my whole life.
So what are you going to do? You go run out there in a towel real quick?
I figured out, I'd be like, stall her. I got
It'd be so frustrating.
Rob, I did not figure you would be one to be starstruck like that and run to meet Lindsay Lohan.
I'm not usually, but Lindsay Lohan's one of the few ones that I've always enjoyed what she's done.
Millennials, for some reason, Lindsay Lohan is one of them.
Riggins, would you run to meet Lindsay
Yeah, absolutely,
Lohan?
100%.
Would you really?
Absolutely.
I'm fascinated by that. That's wild. I did not know Lindsay Lohan had that kind of power over y'all. That's
Follow Ace and Friends on all social media platforms at Ace Cannon Media. More Ace and Friends coming up. Ace and Friends.
You have to judge for yourself. I think this might be set up. But the guy was just getting ready to go into work, pulls into a parking spot. He's got some eye moisturizing patches on his face. You know, you're going to drive to work with your eye moisturizing patches on your face, and somebody comes and taps on his window.
Energy into yourself the first.
Hi, are you leaving soon?
Oh, no, sorry, I just parked here.
Oh, okay. What's on your face?
Oh, they're eye patches. Like, it makes you not, like, look tired.
Are you gay?
Yeah, but why does that matter?
No reason.
Do you want an eye patch? Like, how can I help you?
No, thank you. I'm good. Ew.
Ew.
That's crazy.
The voice still makes me think it's fake, that they've written it up as a skit.
Yeah, her
You think
voice?
It's fake? Yeah.
No, I mean, if you've ever had weird experiences with,
If you've watched the video, you saw how startled this man was.
Yeah.
When this knock occurred on his window.
Yeah, he did appear to be very startled when the knock appeared.
When a stranger
occurred.
knocks on your car window, it's always sort of jarring. Like,
Sure.
Yeah, and you automatically become defensive.
Absolutely.
What's about to pop off? I'm ready.
Yeah.
Here we go. Let me put my hand in the glove box where my gun is. I'm ready to go. Yeah.
And the fact that she's rude on top of it.
Yeah. I love that though.
To yourself the first.
Hi, are you leaving soon?
Oh, no, sorry, I just parked here.
Oh, okay. What's on your face?
Oh, they're eye patches. Like, it makes.
Shut up.
That's not your business.
Who are you to be asking me what's on my face? It's okay to ask me if I'm leaving soon.
Yeah.
I get that, but don't be asking me questions about my personal life.
Not, like, look tired.
Gay?
Again,
Are you gay?
walk away.
Yeah, but why does that matter?
No reason.
Do you want an eye patch? Like, how can I help you?
No, thank you. I'm good. Ew.
Ew.
This is Ace and Friends. This is Ace and Friends.
Okay. Check D-Rob. Favorite thing from today's edition of Ace and Friends?
I don't know why, but that thing we just did tickles me.
Yeah.
Are you gay? What are those things on your I just want to do that voice now. What is it on your face?
It's like eye patch. Ew.
Reagan's favorite thing from today's Ace and Friends show?
Trying to break down. You know what? I like talking about first day of school outfits.
I know.
It's fun, it's like so. Yeah, I look back on it so lovingly.
Yeah, it's amazing
first day
how
outfits.
fondly you can look back on school in general or first days.
And I'm surprised that Rob doesn't have like the outfits that he remembered. Like you didn't have like the special first day of school outfit.
If I did, I don't. It wasn't memorable to me.
Rob, I assumed it was going to be the white T-shirt, Jinko jeans.
Yeah, like the Jinkos,
frosted tips.
I didn't wear white T-shirts. No.
Oh, I thought you did. I thought I had a picture of you that looked like Eminem or something at the time.
It may have been a yellow T-shirt. I didn't.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of a white T-shirt.
Yeah, but you had like a style then, and like you would have thought like maybe new jeans or like something you wait to wear on the first day.
No, I can't think of anything. I don't remember fondly any of my time in school. So
yeah, the big difference for me is I went to private school until high school, so the only thing we got to wear new in private school was new shoes. Everybody had new sneakers, and we got to do it. So on my first day of public school, I was like, "Oh my God, this is like the heavens!"
So your first day of high school,
please.
I remember the first day of college what I wore. Because I meticulously figured out what I wanted to wear because I didn't want to look like I was trying too hard. So I didn't wear any. I really didn't have a lot that was new.
Yeah.
But it was a red shirt. It had long sleeves. It was kind of an older shirt. It was a little bit faded. But I always thought it looked good on me. So I wore that. So it looked like I'm not trying hard. And a pair of white shorts. And the shirt, I had the sleeves pulled up. And white high tops with the laces undone. Very casual. Baseball cap. Because it's one like... First day I could ever wear a baseball cap to class. So what the hell, I'm doing that.
Yeah.
And I went to my first class in college, and we sat there, and this dude comes in, and the instructor, and he had blonde, curly, longer hair. He looked like a surfer guy. Turned out he was from California, and he was a surfer. and he was an English major, and he was working on his doctorate. And he said, okay, cool. Probably about half of y'all probably won't be in this class on Wednesday while things get switched around. So why don't we just pick up then? I'll see y'all Wednesday at 8:30.
Nice.
And he walked out, and I was like, is this a test? What is this?
Yeah, syllabus day.
Like, are we done? It turns out we were.
Yeah.
My first college class lasted about 3 minutes. And we
Yeah.
were done. I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah, first day of college class is always the best.
Yeah. But yeah, I do think it depends on, if you look back on school fondly, you probably have a memory like that. But Rob said he doesn't look back on school fondly, so he doesn't have a memory.
I don't know. When we always say, like, would you want to go back? I wouldn't want to do it again. I don't think. I wouldn't want to go live through high school again. But gosh, yeah, I had a great time.
Same way. It was great. I don't want to go back.
I don't. Yeah,
never want to go
I'm
back.
not itching to go back.
Yeah, no, not at all.
This is Ace and Friends.